Hello everyone, welcome back to Let's Talk About Singing. My name is Marco. I'm a singer, songwriter, voice teacher from Italy, living in New York City. We're here with another reaction and vocal analysis today. Christina Aguilera just performed 2 songs live at a show in support of small businesses, and she performed beautiful, but then I saw that she also performed Pero Me Acuerdo De Ti, which is her song in Spanish, her hit in Spanish from her Spanish album Mi Reflejo, and I haven't heard her doing that song in a long time. I remember when the song came out, she was gorgeous in the video. She was super, super young because it was just right off her first album. So I'm actually very curious to see how she sounds now that she's matured. Before we start, once again, I want to remind you that you can book a free voice class coaching session with me. Just hit me up at letstalkaboutsinging84@gmail.com. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer. Or look up my performances and my original music here on YouTube. Look up my channel Perfect Mark Music, or on Instagram hit me up at perfectmark.music. Let's go y vamos a escuchar un poco de Christina Aguilera en español.
Ahora que ya mi vida se encuentra normal, que tengo en casa quien sueña con verme llegar.
One thing that I noticed right away that impresses me already, it's her vowels are so clear and bright. Christina sometimes has a tendency of darkening her vowels and making her voice sound even bigger than it actually is. But I personally love when she clears up the vowels. I think clear vowels are always the best choice when it comes to pop music. I'm hearing this beautiful open ahs, ahora que, and I can't help thinking that the Spanish language is probably making her opening up her vowels and writing her sounds because it's part of the language, versus English sometimes can have vowels that are a little darker. I'm really loving this bright tone that she's using.
Ahora ya puedo decir que me encuentro de pie. Ahora que me va muy bien.
Beautiful. She is so contained. I love contained Christina, meaning that just as we love that thunderous, powerful, chesty, belting, that big voice that she uses often, I honestly love this brighter, quieter, softer tone. Did you hear when she was going down? Ahora que. She has a little bit of breathiness going on there. Her voice sounds so ethereal and clear and crispy. I love when she uses that tone. I think that tone is the key to actually go higher without pressing too much.
Ahora que con el tiempo logré superar aquel amor que por poco me llega a matar.
Whoa, that's such a Christina riff, right? So, as you can see, sometimes she darkens a little bit the vowels, but she's still on the clear side of them. She alternates between very clear to a little less clear, but still not as dark as sometimes she goes. This offers us an interesting perspective on how language influences our sound. Think about this. The vowels are basically the only letters that actually make sound. A, E, I, O, U, together with the consonants M and N. All the other consonants, it's just your mouth and tongue that creates them. Ch, k, f, s, p, t. So the way a language treats its vowels actually influence the way we sound. I can tell that me being Italian and speaking Spanish as well, our vowels are very frontal and very open all the time. A, E, I, O, U. And that encourages openness and clarity and brightness. Versus the English language sometimes has vowels that are also in the middle of 2 vowels, like or I or O. And that can lead to maybe darken a little bit more. And they are also placed differently. So try to think about how your language influences the way you sound and the way you sing in other languages too. And then try to pay attention to how other languages have their vowels sounding and try to copy that vowel sound. I am 100% sure that Christina is brightening her vowels here because she's singing in Spanish. Yes. One thing that I love about Christina, you can say whatever you want. You can say that she exaggerates and oversins and sometimes pushes too hard. I don't care. But one thing that nobody can deny is how interpretive she is, how much she feels every single song she sings. I'm always hooked by the way she's into the song. This pre-chorus was just beautiful. Her tone was gorgeous. I love the mid-high part of her range that she's using here, but also how emotional she always is when she sings. She sounds 100% into the song. I believe every single word she's singing. I'm loving this.
Y otra vez pierdo la calma. Pero me acuerdo de ti. Y se me desgarra el alma. Pero me acuerdo de ti.
Okay, did you notice something very interesting here? Back to the vowel thing that we were talking about. First of all, she is not pushing that much, which definitely is, again, because of the clarity that she's using in these vowels. So, because she's clear, there's more space in the back, probably. Her soft palate is higher placed and her tongue is more relaxed. As you can see, if you notice how her tongue moves and stays down in this case, versus sometimes her tongue pulls a little bit towards the back. She's not pushing too much, and by being brighter, her voice is also clearer. There's less distortion. But towards the end, she was singing an ah, and she started the ah darker, and then she cleared it up towards the end. Rewind that and listen again. She was singing the word alma, which in Spanish has this clear ah, alma. And she's saying, alma, alma. She started with an instead of an ah, and then she corrected it. Alma. And that, when she opened up the vowel, the sound cleared up so much and was so much more resonant. So think about that. Sometimes darkening the vowels is not the right way to go, especially if you're singing songs in a language that requires open, bright vowels, just like Spanish is. But she's sounding great. The background vocalists are also killing it. They're sounding amazing. Wow. Did you notice one more time how she's ending some phrases actually softer than the usual? Sonrisa. That ah is very breathy and open and clear. She's not doing her usual sonrisa. I feel like usually in English she would go for that. Once again, clear vowels. Do you hear that some phrases she starts with a little fry and this little almost like sobbing effect? Like, ahora que me han devuelto. She's putting this little and a little here and there, a little fry here and there. Beautiful. And it definitely adds up an emotional component to the phrases. And here we have our Christina. Those big jumps and sudden shouty, I say shouty in a positive way, shouty, raspy belting that come just out of the blue. They are such a distinctive element of her artistry and her vocal approach. But did you hear how beautifully placed and resonant was that E? Ahora fin. The word fin and that E sound was just so good. and then vuelvo, vuelvo a ser yo. So she's jumping a fifth from vuel, F sharp 4, vuel, C sharp 5, ser, B flat 4, yo, E flat 5 with the descending run, and of course with a little bit of distortion that is typical of her. I just love this beautiful use of dynamics, going from softer breath here to stronger, adding a little rasp here and there, belting up, coming back down. There's a lot going on vocally here, but dynamics, dynamics, dynamics. One of my mottos is dynamics are the salt of singing, meaning that there's no flavor without dynamics. She's given me so many flavors here, so many colors, so many shades. This is probably one of her best performances in a long time. Hey! Oh, they just ended it that way. That's kind of a bummer. I was hoping for the modulation and man, I want to hear more. That was so gorgeous. Well, anyway, she ended with that whistly. I'm not exactly sure that that's whistle tone. I think that that's a very, very high head voice. She did something like, oh, but an octave above, of course. So we are moving from an F sharp 5 to a C sharp 6 as the highest note. We know Christina can do whistle register. I just think that this is a very, very thin head voice that has a whistly quality, but it's not exactly whistle register. But regardless of that, it sounded gorgeous. And as I said, it made me want to listen more. I wish she did the whole song with the modulation and the ending. But doesn't matter. This was flawless. This was beautiful. Again, I love the dynamics. I love the clear, open tone. I think that that's definitely the right path in order to like belt properly and not push and not adding pressure and making sure that the tongue stays relaxed and the soft palate stays lifted. As I said before, pay attention to how languages influence vowels and how vowels resonate differently depending on what language we're singing in. Hopefully we'll see more of her. She sounds like she's in great vocal shape. Hopefully she'll do more songs in Spanish too, because I think she sounds beautiful. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you like Christina singing in Spanish. Let me know any inputs, and if I forgot something, put it in the comment. Let's talk about it. Once again, I'm going to remind you, if you want a voice class with me, a vocal coach session, hit me up at letstalkaboutsinging84@gmail.com, or check out my YouTube channel here with my music, Perfect Mark Music, or hit me up on Instagram at perfectmark.music. This is Marco. Let's talk about singing. See you soon with another reaction and vocal analysis. Ciao. Adios.